we've got an opinion commentary piece from the Wall Street Journal. Now, keep in mind, the Wall Street Journal has a readership of people that consume the Wall Street Journal across all political lines, okay? And the Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated.
Breaking news. The Wall Street Journal has dropped a bombshell that could rock the WNBA. The report suggests the league may be violating Caitlin Clark's civil rights, and if that's true, it could lead to lawsuits, federal investigations, even congressional hearings. This is no longer just about rough play on the court. We're talking about possible illegal treatment. Journalist Sean McLean accuses the WNBA of creating a hostile environment for Clark, ignoring repeated targeting and staying silent while it happens. Think about that. When a major outlet like the Wall Street Journal compares your league to a civil rights case, it's not just sports, it's a national crisis. So here's the real question. Has the WNBA crossed the line, and will anyone be held accountable?
Everybody's bragging about this 5-game winning streak. It is great. But Caitlin Clark doesn't get to play under these circumstances, where these girls are just going out there and playing basketball. That doesn't get to happen for her.
Let's break it down. This isn't just noise from frustrated fans. This is coming straight from the Wall Street Journal. A top news outlet is openly suggesting that it may be time for federal agencies to step in. They're not just talking about rough fouls anymore. They're pointing directly at the Department of Justice, Congress, and even raising antitrust concerns. That's no small thing when phrases like civil rights violations and federal investigation start getting attached to your league. It's the kind of nightmare that keeps commissioners up at night. The message is clear. This could go way beyond basketball, and the WNBA might be in far deeper trouble than anyone imagined.
The Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated. Is her right to a peaceful workplace, a non-hostile work environment, are those rights being violated by the WNBA?
Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA what Michael Jordan once did for the NBA. The numbers don't lie. Viewership is up 366%, the league's app use has exploded 613%, and merchandise sales have skyrocketed 601%. That's not just growth, that's a complete turnaround that pulled the WNBA out of the shadows, and yet, instead of celebrating the superstar who saved their league, the WNBA is acting like Clark is a problem, not the priceless asset she really is.
And at the very least, there's a portion of this that says maybe WNBA leadership should at least have to go sit in front of some people and answer some very uncomfortable questions. Lord knows I would love to see that. Because Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, it seems to be nothing to see here. Please move along. Now, I've seen a lot of fans just come out and say, hey, they're assaulting her, it's battery, yada, yada, yada.
Think about it this way. It's like someone in your own family wins the lottery, and instead of celebrating, everyone gets upset that they're getting too much attention. It doesn't make sense, unless there's something bigger and hidden happening behind the scenes.
Now, it talks about the fact that Caitlin Clark has basically done for the WNBA what Michael Jordan did for the NBA, right? Instead of protecting its transformative star, the league's leadership ignores the relentless targeting of Miss Clark, treating its greatest asset.
Now it gets serious. The report shows Caitlin Clark has been hit with 17% of all flagrant fouls in the entire league. That's double what any other player has faced. This isn't random bad luck. It's a pattern, and patterns are exactly what make civil rights lawyers pay attention. When hard numbers prove one player is being singled out, that's when discrimination cases get real traction. And the WNBA could be standing on dangerous legal ground.
So blow up on the internet because I fought someone. So
just so sick.
Honestly, it is funny. It is funny because
for good reason.
Yeah. Well,
wasn't she?
Yeah. Let me just tell people the story real quick because I don't think I've gotten to really tell my point of view of things.
Yeah.
Is like you have seen players in our league try to toughen up Caitlin or Cece even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie comes to the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much, and like it's just. I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably.
This isn't just talk. Phoenix Mercury's Sophie Cunningham said it clearly. The league's star player isn't being protected. That's not a fan. That's a fellow pro calling out the WNBA. Even Clark herself admits, everyone is physical with me. They get away with things others don't. She's not asking for favors, just pointing out the double standard, and here's the damage. Clark has already missed over 10 games, plus the All-Star game because of injuries. The cost. All-Star ratings dropped by 55% when she wasn't there. That proves how much the league depends on her, but here's where it gets explosive. Aya Wilson even suggested that race could be a factor in how Clark is treated. And under civil rights law, intent doesn't matter. If there's a pattern of unfair treatment tied to race, federal agencies can step in. The article even cites major court rulings. A 1993 Supreme Court case defined what counts as a hostile work environment, and they argue Clark's situation checks every box: serious, repeated, and harmful. In short, this isn't fan drama. Legal experts believe Caitlin Clark may have a solid civil rights case against the WNBA, one that could drag the league into court. The WNBA now faces a serious challenge. They'd have to prove that treating Caitlin Clark differently is somehow fair, and the comments from inside the league don't help. Sheila Johnson, owner of the Washington Mystics, claimed Clark didn't deserve Time's Athlete of the Year alone. ESPN legend Dick Vitale called it pure jealousy, but legally, remarks like that from an owner could reveal a league-wide bias against Clark. Add to that the Olympic snub, leaving one of the most popular players off the team, and it starts to look like retaliation or exclusion. Now it's gone political. Senator Jim Banks has already demanded answers from WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. When Congress steps in, it signals serious trouble ahead. The article even suggests full hearings, with Engelbert, and maybe even NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, forced to explain why their brightest star is being treated this way. And it doesn't stop there. The Labor Department could investigate workplace safety. If Clark isn't being protected on the court, the WNBA could face real legal consequences. Even worse, the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division might step in, the same branch that handles nationwide discrimination cases. If that happens, the league won't just be facing headlines, it'll be facing federal action. When federal agencies get involved, lawyers cash in, but the biggest threat is even larger. The article warns that the WNBA's antitrust protection and broadcast deals could be on the line. Pro sports leagues only survive because Congress lets them act like monopolies. If lawmakers take that away, the league's entire business model could collapse, and the timing couldn't be worse. The Fever are winning games without Clark, and suddenly, the play looks a lot less physical. It's like a live experiment proving how much extra contact Clark usually faces. Even more alarming, despite all the hard hits she's taken, not one player has been suspended for flagrant fouls against her. That kind of uneven punishment is exactly what civil rights lawyers look for. It's called disparate treatment, a cornerstone of discrimination cases. The article cites shocking examples. Marina Mabrey blindsided Clark with a hit that could have been classified as assault anywhere else, but in the WNBA, it was just a foul. Last season, DJ Carrington delivered a play that nearly ended Clark's career. Legal experts warn she's literally one flagrant away from a career-ending injury, and here's why this matters. This story isn't coming from a sports blog. It's coming from the Wall Street Journal, one of the most respected business outlets in the world. When a paper like that starts talking about civil rights violations in sports, it means this problem isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about money, law, and politics colliding. The numbers make it crystal clear. When Caitlin Clark plays, ratings skyrocket. When she's out, viewership tanks. For a league that's struggled with money for years, failing to protect its biggest star makes zero sense, unless something deeper is happening. Merchandise sales, up 601% because of Clark. App engagement, off the charts. She's not just drawing casual viewers, she's building loyal fans who spend time and money on the league. That's exactly what sponsors crave and what keeps a league alive long-term. And yet, instead of riding this wave of momentum, the WNBA treats Clark like a problem. It's like complaining about winning the lottery because now you've got money to manage. The logic just doesn't add up. The article even raises a major red flag. Federal investigators could dig into the league's internal emails. In discrimination cases, that's often where the smoking gun shows up, undeniable proof of bias. There's also precedent. Remember when the federal government warned over 60 schools about Title IX violations in sports? It shook the entire system. If something like that happened to the WNBA, a professional league under national spotlight, the fallout would be massive. The biggest threat to the WNBA, antitrust. Pro sports only work because Congress gives them special protections. If lawmakers take that away, the league would have to play by normal business rules, and that would change everything. And here's why this matters right now. We're literally seeing games called differently when Clark plays versus when she doesn't. That's hard evidence, unfolding in real time. And in a legal fight it could be pure gold. So let's be blunt, saying this could get ugly for the WNBA is an understatement. We're talking federal investigations, congressional hearings, and lawsuits all centered around the league's biggest star. That's a scandal that could destroy both its reputation and finances. What makes this story so powerful is how it shifts the conversation. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about federal law, workplace safety, and civil rights violations. And with the Wall Street Journal leading the charge, the concerns fans have been shouting for months suddenly carry national weight. When one of the world's top business papers calls your treatment of a player potentially illegal, it's no longer sports debate. It's serious legal analysis. The Journal has effectively turned Caitlin Clark's situation into a potential federal case. Civil rights probes, congressional scrutiny, antitrust challenges. These aren't just PR headaches. They're threats that could shake the very future of the WNBA. What do you think happens next? Could the league survive this storm, or is this the beginning of its biggest reckoning yet? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear from you.